So I'm Gary. I'm from MadMimi. I live in Israel, and MadMimi is an email provider that I founded a few years ago in New York, and kind of been in Israel not super long now. The team operates out of all sorts of different places, 13 different US states, and I'm here to talk about our customer service design and why the customer service design of MadMimi is important to me is because the company now sends about 1 billion two emails a month on behalf of about 150,000 customers. We never took any VC funding, and we never did any marketing. And a significant amount of our growth came from what I'm about to share with you, and some hopefully interesting and helpful ideas. The title of the talk is 6 follow-up emails you should be sending. The talk is really hugs from bugs. And what a follow-up email is, I'm going to be calling it a hug. A follow-up email is an email that you don't specifically have to send to someone when they communicate with you. And I'm assuming here that the type of customer service interactions that we have in our technology apps and whatever we're dealing with are mostly via email, not on the phone. I'm not talking about sales. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. I'm talking about managing customer interactions through email and taking little problems that happen where people are forced to write into you, whether they're UI issues, whether they're issues with the technology, whatever, bugs, and how to turn them into hugs through these follow-ups. Great. A touch about the founding story. My wife actually came with me today. We founded MadMimi from a little teeny-weeny apartment in New York City, and bit by bit, one person at a time, we kind of grew the company, and very, very, very organically. I built MadMimi in a little coffee shop called Red Horse Cafe in Brooklyn, and right now I kind of have been enjoying working from this little coffee shop in Jerusalem. This is our customer growth chart. Again, this is without marketing and without even SEO, without anything fancy. There's no tricks here. Emails per day, we're projecting that at the end of 2013, we'll be at around 70 million, and customers include guys like The Fancy. I think they're one of the biggest senders. They're a daily sender, pretty successful e-commerce daily sending email product. And first thing, good customer service. Good customer service isn't anything new to anyone. It's intelligibly answered communications, emails, and a thing that some companies don't really adhere to so much are things like not using a person's name appropriately, not using proper language, proper punctuation, creating well-formed, well-nuanced emails is a base kind of thing to build off. Excellent customer service, however, goes beyond the basics. Excellent customer service is something that a small company, a little teeny-weeny startup, can actually have a significant advantage over a larger competitor. This is a core piece that we focused on because we had no money and we had no resources. This is the only thing we could do. We could try and be more creative, more stylish, more personal, more something in our email communications when we received customer folks writing in. Okay, one simple way is the hug. The hug is a follow-up. A hug is an email that you send to a customer after an interaction happens. An interaction is a support solution, a product inquiry, some feedback, And really any type of communication that obviously you can turn into a hug. Interaction type number 1 sounds a little bit geeky, but it's kind of clear. This is called the insight and understanding email. The bug, you had some sort of logistical failure. Something just didn't work right. Something just didn't get shipped. The customer who is on the receiving end of this bug might think that you're lazy, the company's dismissive. I mean, just think about what you guys think when there is some sort of defect in the technology that you're using. You think, this is dumb, this is ridiculous, this is whatever. Now, the hug, in this case, is somebody writes in, they have a bug, they have a problem, they're frustrated, they're angry. And I found that for MadMimi, what satisfies the recipient is to let them know what happened, to let them know why it happened, and to also let them know what we're doing to make sure it doesn't happen again. And don't be afraid to get a little bit technical. Obviously, I'm talking about lay people over here. We're not talking about enterprise, highly tech-savvy engineers who you're communicating with. I'm talking about end users. I'm talking about like regular, normal people using the technology, giving them details is really satisfying to them. They feel like they're almost part of the solution. You have to obviously do it in style as well. Interaction type number 2 is the turning feedback into fandom. The bug. You've got a user experience or a user interface quirk, and you're processing customer feedback. Customer writes in saying, hey, I don't know how to change my password, or hey, I don't know how to do X or do Y. The customer may think, when they're giving you this feedback, that you're not really going to listen. And that's really what I think when I'm providing applications feedback. I think, well, I'm giving this feedback, but it's more coming from me. I'm not giving them the feedback because I really think that they're going to like take me seriously. They typically think that you don't really care. And they think that their voice is small, because in most cases, it is. The hug in this case is when you make the change or the tweak, hopefully you kind of consider it, and obviously if their suggestion has merit, you take it seriously. And on the little bug report or whatever task that you have scheduled for the engineering, you make a note of this customer's email. So when the fix goes into production, shoot them a little one-liner to say, hey, we took your advice and we fixed this little thing. And they, again, I don't even need to say what it creates. It creates a really, really good energy. Interaction type number 3, and there are 6 of these things. Interaction type number 3 is the build a genuine relationship email. This is hard, and this takes nuance, but it's also something that just kicks the daylights out of any larger, big, clunky company. This requires a memory of an elephant, extreme organization, using potentially some sort of CRM. We at MadMimi, we don't use a CRM. We have other ways of logging this data, kind of some sort of home-baked solution. And style. Alex. This is Alex carrying a bag of emails. The bag of emails is obviously less relevant because I just took an illustration from MadMimi that looked like an Alex. The bug. Alex had a bug. Alex wrote in. Alex was confused about something. Alex's context didn't upload, or Alex's image looks weird. While taking care of Alex, you learn a little bit about him. You learn that Alex has a tech e-commerce site, and you learn that Alex blogs about tech gadgets, and you happen to learn that on his blog he writes, hey, my wife Cindy has this really cool candle shop on Etsy. So you go to Etsy and you say, hey, Cindy has a candle store. Great. Okay. Note. The promotional hug in Alex's case is in advance of some sort of general communication about anything related to what Alex originally wrote in about. You send Alex a personal note. You say, hey, Alex, just to let you know, we're about to announce such and such, but I wanted to reach out to you personally and say that this might be relevant to you, or this might be relevant to your wife, Cindy, who hope her Etsy candle shop is doing well. All this data is extremely valuable. It makes evangelical customers who will just do anything to share their love on Facebook and Twitter. The personal hug. You happen to know in your communication, because you said to Alex, hey, Alex, hope the weather over there in such and such is okay. And Alex writes back, well, I'm actually on a trip in Boston right now, but blah, blah, blah. You try to keep some sort of personal interaction. You try to, in all the communications, try to just insert don't be scared to be really personal in customer communication emails. It really works. And if Alex says that has a trip planned to Boston, do a little bit of research, call your friend in Boston and say, what are sites in Boston not to be missed? Tell him to visit the John Hancock. Tell him to check out the Charles River. Tell him to go sailing. Tell him to check out the transcendentalist poets at Walden Pond. Interaction type number 4. Turn your team into their team email. The bug. Something your support folk just cannot fix. And something that needs to go to the engineers. For example, hey guys, this API call is not working. Or I was really disturbed that I got kicked out of your app for blah, blah, blah. There was a mistake and this happened and that happened. Something more sophisticated than the customer service people are able to deal with strongly. The customer may think that you're passing them along. And how often does it happen when you call in some sort of customer service problem to a larger company that you use, and you end up being sent from one department to another department or one area to another area? You think to yourself, I'm being passed along. When this happens to me, I think, well, these guys are not interested in helping me. They're interested in making my life complicated by deferring me to this place and to that place. And I feel like I'm wasting my time. Now, the activities that you need to do to significantly turn the clocks back on this whole situation are introduce the next person to the customer and stay on the thread. So, I don't even need an example there. It's pretty simple. You got to stay with the customer while the third person, whether it's an engineer or the CEO, whatever it is on the thread. And at the end, when everything is good, you write that lovely hug email and say, hey, just wanted to follow up, make sure that you're happy. And that means to them that that initial point of contact at your company is also the last point of contact. The person you engaged with the bug is the guy giving you the hug. Interaction type number 5. The very long solutions email. Sometimes solutions tend to get long and they get complicated and they get messy. The bug. The issue is taking more than 1 week to sort out. Hey, there's some bug on my calendar. Hey, scheduling is not working. Hey, whatever. There's some crazy sort of situation going on. And if you're at an enterprise, bigger kind of situation, you know that bugs can't just be deployed quickly. The things are just big and sticky and they take a long time. The customer may think that you're not really taking care of the bug or the issue. The customer may think that you forgot about them, and the customer may think that you're lame. The hug. Write the following day to the customer, and then every 2 or 3 days with progress updates. And if there's no progress, you can use your judgment to say, hey, there hasn't been progress today. We're planning on getting to it this week. This came up. We're going to do it this week or such and such a day. Or if this is not relevant, it's obviously you don't have to be religious about this point. And if there is no progress, don't write and just be annoying and like write for the sake of it. It's every one of these things is obviously is a use your judgment scenario. The final interaction type number 6, is the check-in email. The check-in email has no direct connection to a bug. It's got no direct connection to a sales thing. It's really easy because it's totally like something that you can create a methodology for. And 1 or 2 sentences to a customer saying, hey, Jill, I was thinking of you. Even though your concerns were addressed a couple of weeks ago, I'd just like to check in, see how things are going. I'm standing by to help. And that just makes me, just adding a parenthetical comment there, the words standing by are beautiful things. It's a beautiful 2-word phrase to use, because whenever anyone writes in and you end up writing back to them, instead of saying to them, do you have any more questions, or is there anything else I can help you with today, or have I answered your concern, ? Say, don't ask them a question. Say, if there's any other questions, I'm standing by. Which doesn't put them on a situation where, this idiot support person answered my question totally wrong because they didn't understand it, and now they're asking me if I have any more questions. Like, come on. What is much more appropriate and what totally saves you from this is working into the whole customer service communication strategy. If you have any more questions, I'm standing by. Or if you have any more questions, or if I haven't properly understood the question, I'm totally here to help you more. I'm standing by. Standing by gives an impression to the customer that there's somebody there just waiting for them to write. It's really powerful, and it's really great, and it kills a lot of frustration. Can you beat this type of customer service strategy if it's implemented well? There's no way. It's excellent. It works, and if you received customer service like this with consumer products that you were using, you would feel really, really happy about it. So at the end of the day, you can kind of ignore all the stuff that I just spoke about and simply think, what is my ideal type of communication interactions that I'd like to have with a technology company? See, it's different. People talk about Zappos, the shoe company, and having great customer service. Zappos sells shoes. It's a relatively simple business. It's an e-commerce site. They sell shoes. Somebody has a problem, they give them free shipping. They give them free shoes. They refund them easily. All those things, yeah, great customer service. But when you're dealing with a technology product, it's a whole different ballgame. Great customer service doesn't come in sure, we'll refund you, or sure, hey, the shoes didn't fit, no problem. Well, we'll send you in different color, no charge. We're not just giving people money here. We're not just accepting their returns easily and not giving them a hard time about it, but we're trying to communicate with on a much more sophisticated layer. The things that I spoke about, these interactions and handling them in this manner, is really the sign of a support team that excels. And it's not all or nothing. You don't have to do all of them. You only have to do a couple of them if that's all you can do. And once you start, it's going to get addictive because you're going to see the love that customers bring in. I mean, with Mad Mimi, we get the word love written to us 5 times a day. and the customer support team additionally gets a bonus each time the word love ends up in one of their threads, and the word awesome or the word rocking or whatever. That's less important because they would do it without these silly little incentives. The bonuses are just a way for us to say, like, hey, we appreciate you. Now, Dean heads up customer service at MadMimi, and I just want to mention that all these guys, we have about 20 customer service people. They're hardcore, and I think there's no changeover. We've had this implementation for 5 years now, and I don't think that we've had a single customer service person who started working for MadMimi who's left. They're all extremely happy, and this whole approach helps them also remain happy because they're not dealing with angry people. They're dealing with happy people who give them good energy, and that's the end. And yeah, you know, this wasn't typically a technology talk, but I think that it's very, very relevant to any technology company and any small startup that any of you guys are producing, that you know, you're considering venture capital and you're considering marketing and all this stuff. And I just think that if it's a consumer product that lends itself to this kind of thing, service, then your marketing budget really gets a lot smaller with clever implementation of customer service design.
Could you tell us more about your homegrown CRM?
So the homegrown CRM, we use a pivotal tracker. I don't know if so we have a kind of CRM that integrates that talks to pivotal tracker, and what we do is we put the customer service interactions in Pivotal Tracker, and then we have a whole kind of human methodology that every day we go through the outstanding pivotal tasks, and we either are reallocating them. They're all significantly kind of noted. There's tons of notes, and every new customer service person who's on the interaction adds notes to the pivotal thing. You know, I'm also happy to share with you over email. You can always email me, Gary at MadMimi, and I'm very happy to share with you whatever other sort of tricks that we have, you know, to kind of manage this insanity. I mean, we process about 1,000 emails a day, and we also use a shared inbox kind of concept. We don't use Zendesk. We don't use customer service tracking software. We use Gmail. And how we use Gmail is we've got our 20 support reps, and they each have their email addresses. Sally at MadMimi, Rylan at MadMimi, John at MadMimi, whatever. And things come into support, and everything that comes to Rylan also goes to support, and everything that comes to support also goes to Rylan. And every email that comes into MadMimi, even to Gary, goes to everyone. And, you know, we've got sort of labeling systems, and nothing's too fancy. It's kind of, I don't even know how much longer. I mean, you know, our teams are 40 people right now. It'll probably last us another 20 people, and then we'll have to find something a little bit more intelligent. But right now, it's a completely shared public inbox. Things come in, things go out. When somebody writes into support, we don't want an email going back to them from support. And I'm also not crazy about the reply above this line, and you know, the whole look of the customer service technology emails. They just seem sticky. I feel like I'm dealing with like just something that's not pretty. I don't know. It's just not nice for me. And when they receive an email, the email's always coming from a person at the company. They're not coming from support at the company. And then when they come back, other people pick up the thread. Another advantage of that, and then I'll kind of end off and answer questions, is no one waits more than 10 minutes for a customer service response. We've got 24-hour coverage. Somebody writes in to Rylan at MadMimi, it goes to support, and then Vicky picks it up and Vicky writes back. Somebody writes into Vicky, and the guy says, hey, Vicky is away from a computer right now, but here's your follow-up. Everyone on the support team is has to read and understand the thread before they respond. They don't just look at the last thing. They always have to review the thread from the beginning. Hopefully it's not long. And when a thread does turn into 20 emails, there's a problem, and that's when it gets escalated automatically. So you know, and that's, in a nutshell, Mad Mimi, customer service. If there's any other questions, yeah.
We have cases where we have bad customer where use the system or try to get more things all the time.
Yeah, we do. So we use our discretion. The biggest problem that we have are abusers, spammers, people who try to exploit the system and send spam. We send generally a respectful email terminating the service. You know, and yeah, that's actually one of the trickier things that. Yeah, so at the end of the day, like, it comes from experience, and you know it when you see it, and we're not like religiously bubbly all the time, like, and also the things when somebody gets kicked, this is actually important. When we're kicking someone off, we call it kicking. When we're kicking someone, a senior, one of 2 or 3 senior people do it. We don't let the we only let effectively an owner deal with the kicking. So that things don't get nasty or bullying or bouncer-like. Cool.
What's the profile of the people you hire for your customer service?
Great question. The profile is, this is such a great question, and I'll cover the answer hopefully in 1 minute. Craigslist, first of all. Best place ever to find extremely strong customer service people. I think we've hired every single customer service person we have, except maybe, I don't know, 3 maybe, using Craigslist. We put an ad out that explains the Mad Mimi energy, and whoever wants a copy of the ad, shoot me an email. I'll send you the copy of our Craigslist ad. It explains the Mad Mimi energy, and people respond. And we're generally immediately able to tell from the email response that they have what they're going to be like. We present Mad Mimi exactly how it is, this happy, hardcore, management-free company, and we get good responses from the emails that come in from that. We're able to easily determine, and then we do 100 hours of training, and we have a training methodology where they answer emails in pretend, like they answer the emails to the customers, but they actually send it to another email list called training@MadMimi. I've given away all our trade secrets over here. So, and then we can see, like, you know, how it goes. We've had many cases where it's terrible. We have somebody like, oh my God, they'll never make it. And then all of a sudden, bam, they get it. And it's just genius from then on. They are perfect from then on. They just need to get it. And we have a voice, and we have this whole thing, but and until they get that voice, they're not good. So we're not looking for ability. We're not looking for technical ability necessarily. We're looking for the getting of these things that I spoke about in the email, these 6 steps. When they get them, and it is nailed down in their psyche, and it's done. So we were able to get through that stuff in the training periods. Cool. Okay, agile time. Thank you all very much.